Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to another video. Today you can tell by the title that this video is about how we teach our children Arabic at home. My husband and I, being Americans, our mother tongue is standard American English, and because we were born and raised or grew up with Muslim parents and in an Islamic household, it was pretty much a standard or a part of our culture growing up was to learn to speak Arabic because our scriptures are written in Arabic. So in order for us to understand them, we had to learn to speak Arabic. So the way that we are going to pass that down would be to speak it to our children at home. What happened, or the way that we learned Arabic was, this for me, this happened before I even met him. I went to, well, first my parents always incorporated Arabic in our household. And we used common phrases like subhanallah, mashallah, inshallah. We knew what these phrases meant, and my mother, I remember her really like pushing us to use them in the proper place, because I remember a lot of people would use these phrases just anywhere and they actually had meaning, and because my mother understood the meaning, she really encouraged us to use them in their proper place. So that's just brief, but that's where my foundation came from. And then when I was 17, I traveled abroad after graduating high school. I traveled abroad and learned at the International Quranic Open University based in Lahore, Pakistan, and at that campus. And studied Arabic a lot more. And we actually, although we were in Pakistan, we had a Nigerian teacher. So he taught us, and we furthered our Arabic studies there. And in my adulthood, after marriage, we went to study in Egypt. So what ended up happening is, after we graduated from the the International Quranic Open University, our sheikh encouraged us to further our studies by attending Al-Azhar in Cairo, Egypt. So we did that for a few years, and then here we are today, and we're trying to incorporate Fusha language in our household. We do mix a little colloquial, but for the most part, we try to incorporate Al-Fusha. So the way that we do it, instead of using like standard textbooks, although we do have them and plan to incorporate them in our school year, the way that we just do it in our household is to use the language as we're speaking to our children. Something like how you would, if you're talking to your infant who is growing into a toddler, you sort of teach them how to speak English without, you don't use a textbook in order to teach them. You sort of just speak it to them, and then you show them what you're talking about. So, for example, if I wanted my son to hand me the bag or hand me my bag, I would say, "A'tini haqibati," right? And he may look at me like, because he's not sure what I'm talking about. But I would say it again, "A'tini haqibati," and then I may guide his hand and show him my bag. I'm just gonna grab my bag here. I would guide his hand and say like, "A'tini," which would mean like give me, and then I'd show him haqibati. Haqibati, and then he would get it. He'd say, "Oh, to give her bag, give me my bag," or then he'd know, give mama her bag, So that's one way. Another way is we just use common phrases around the house, whatever it is that we're talking about or discussing. We might say khizana for cabinet, or khizana for cupboard, or khizana for closet, or something like that. One time, actually, my kids sometimes don't even realize they are speaking Arabic mixed with their English, and they might ask me something like, how do you say Maida in English? I'm sorry, or they'll say, how do you say Maida in Arabic? And I'm thinking Maida is Arabic, but because we don't use the words table spread. Maida means table spread, so we use the word Maida, and they have always learned the word Maida, so they might ask me a question like, how do you say Maida in Arabic, not realizing that Maida is Arabic because it's such a common word in our household. So another example, you know what I'm going to try to do? I will try to, I'm just going to see how this works because I told my children I'm recording right now, don't interrupt. So what I'll do is I'll call them, then I'll say something in Arabic, and I want to see if you can guess, and I'll see if they can guess what I'm talking about. Okay, just hold on. يا أولاد يا أولاد. They're not sure because I told them I was recording. يا أولادي. See? So I'm going to pretend that I'm talking to you guys in ماذا حدث؟ أنا تسجيل.
ها؟
أنا تسجيل الآن. ماذا حدث؟ استنى. Wait, لحظة. Did you understand what I said? What do you think? Why did you start closing the door then?
Because I didn't know what you said.
What did you think I said?
Come say hi to the camera?
No. This is just a test. You saw me doing this, so that's what made you think I was saying camera? I said أنا تسجيل الآن.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. So it didn't work the way I thought it was. I thought maybe he would think that, you know, I'm telling him I'm recording right now. So let me know in the comments below if you could guess what I was saying. Anyway, but that is an example of how we do it. What I would tell him later on is that all I'm saying is I'm recording right now. And the next time if something like that happens, then he'll know that أنا تسجيل الآن means like I'm recording right now. So if he happens to come in again or if he interrupts me by accident, something like that, and I say أنا تسجيل الآن, he'll understand, oh, she's recording right now, you know? So I'm interrupting and there's a recording going on. But that's not something that happens often, so I don't even have to use the term that often. However, in our household, when there are repetitive things like wash the dishes, like غسل الأسنان, something like that is repeated constantly. So they already know what that would mean, or you know, another common phrase in our household. So that's really how we use it. We do plan, like I said, to use the textbooks as far as spelling, writing, reading. They're going to have to learn how to read, write, and spell in Arabic, of course. So it would kind of be like how you teach a child to speak English, but you still have to teach them how to spell it, read it, and write it, although you're speaking to them all the time. Same would go for Arabic, because they're not only going to need to know how to speak it, they're also going to need to know how to read it, because back to, like I said, our scriptures are written in Arabic. That is the base. In order for us to understand our religion, we have to understand what our scriptures are telling us, and any translation in any other language is going to be very limited. So the best thing to do is to learn Al-Fusha so that they can understand the scripture in its original language and the way it was sent down. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, just leave me a question in the, leave a comment below, and depending on the question, I can probably answer it right away, or I can even look into making a video on it. So we'll go from there, inshallah. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in another video, and may Allah bless you. Have a great day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.